presentations, but I don't believe that either presenters are ready quite yet, so we'll go to announcements. Councilman Bradford.
Thank you, Pro Tem. So the first announcement I have is to remind everyone that today would have been Betty White's 101st birthday, and on this date last year, there was a Betty White challenge that was initiated. Well, they were doing it again this year. This is the second annual Betty White challenge. So I'm asking everyone to consider donating to several of the animal nonprofits in our city, such as Friends of Mac, who, by the way, because of the Betty White challenge last year, raised $30,000 in one day. The Nashville Zoo, Nashville Humane, Old Friends Sanctuary, Big Fluffy Dog, Walden's Puddle, and Nashville Cat Rescue, just to name a few of the great animal organizations that individuals can support tonight with a donation. Also, this Saturday will be Coffee with Your Councilman at the Dunkin' Donuts at 847 Broadley Parkway from 9 to 11 a.m. And then lastly, I've worked with MNPD to set up a neighborhood watch planning meeting for the Larchwood community. It will be at the Hermitage Police Precinct at 6 p.m. on January the 26th. There'll be some more information about upcoming community cleanup, which I will announce at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Are there any other council member announcements? Okay, well, I have a couple. There are a couple of District 2 community meetings coming up this Thursday, January the 19th. There is a rezoning community meeting. There will be 3 presentations, 2505 Whites Creek Pike and 2500 through 2514 Grover Street. That's one project. Also 2619 Old Buena Vista Pike, as well as 3101 Doak Avenue. 3 projects again this Thursday, January the 19th at 6:30 p.m. at the William D. Bodenhamer Building, which is the North Precinct, in the community room at 6:30. There is a virtual option to attend. Please check my newsletter as well as my social media. There is the regular monthly District 2 community meeting on Tuesday, January 24th at 6 p.m., same location, William D. Bodenhamer Building, which is where the North Precinct is, in the community room, 6 o'clock Tuesday, January 24th, the regular District 2 monthly community meeting. And I will give the presenters a few minutes for their to get ready for their presentations.
Yes. So you can give. Like that. I'm gonna make that really. I want to announce that because I've been working on it and I didn't know what the cheat sheet is and like where our changes are so far. So the cheat sheet. Yeah, just the cheat sheet, not the bill. We've got to update that. Okay.
Councilwoman Lee, are you ready? Councilwoman Lee, are you ready?
Sure.
If you and your family will come up and stand with us. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I have a proclamation here. The beginning of my session started with two things that really hit Nashville really hard. One was the mass shooting at the church in my district, and the second one was the mass shooting actually in District 32, but I'm here with a proclamation for my constituents, one of which was killed in that Waffle House shooting. It has been devastating, some of the things that have hit our city, but it just shows how all of us come together, pull together, and honor our city. So right now, I would like to honor one of the young men that was killed in the shooting at the Waffle House. I have a proclamation, and I have some council people that are here to help me. Whereas Akila De Silva transitioned from the earthly life unto eternal life on April the 22nd, 2018, at 23 years of age, and whereas
Akila was born on November 17, 1994, to Shondell Brooks and the late Ian De Silva Hand.
Whereas Akeem graduated from Cane Ridge High School in 2012 and was pursuing a degree in computer engineering at Middle Tennessee State University, and
Whereas Akila was both creative and artistic, and his greatest passions were composing music, performing, and production. And
whereas his work and hobbies were centered in the areas of computer engineering, videography, photography, and
whereas Akila wrote rap songs about nonviolence and love, and whereas in his song Prophet, Akila writes and sings, forget about making a hashtag, let's throw all the guns in a trash bag, and
whereas the Akila De Silva Foundation was created by his family to honor Akila's life to work with the public towards social reform and to reduce gun violence through community building by raising awareness and providing education on gun violence. And
Whereas Akila will be fondly remembered as a living of life of passion and purpose, and for being a leader in his community. And
whereas Aquila leaves to cherish his memories, his loving mother, Shondell Brooks de Silva, two brothers, Abid de Silva and Aldane Brooks, sister Amber de Silva, and a host of family members and countless friends. And
whereas Aquila de Silva loved life, and he left this life at peace with his God by his side. Now, therefore,
we, the signatories hereunder, being members of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, do hereby honor the life and the legacy of Aquila de Silva and express our condolences to his families and friends for their great loss. I do now present you with this proclamation. Thank you. Do you have any words?
I want to say thank you to Congresswoman Lee and everyone that was involved in presenting us with the proclamation. Thank you, Council Lady. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank all of you.
Get a picture of everyone around. You were just a backup to see. Oh, there you go. Council members. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yay! Did you swing that?
You're short over here. Sure. Wow.
I messed it up, took it off.
Oh, here comes Porter.
Oh, wait.
You made it. Yay.
Hold on, come on.
Where's your sister?
We have room.
Okay, yay.
Aaron, did you want to get in?
Aaron.
You want to get in? Are you getting in too? No, it's okay.
Atlanta.
Dizzy.
Where's my button?
You want to get in? Come on.
Okay. Okay, before the time goes, would anybody else like to take a picture? Please come now. Thank you. Okay, excuse me, what are you trying to say?
Let's do If his knees low, I don't know. Get some wet and then close the jacket. Excuse me.
All right, thank you. Thank you for everyone's patience. Thank you.
No, you're fine. Oh, really? Oh, my goodness.
have one more presentation. Are you ready? Councilwoman Hurd, are you ready for yours?
I am.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're on. It's on.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are so delighted that we are able to present a resolution to Meryl Rose honoring her many years of service to News Channel 5. I am asking for her and her family and friends to come forward, please. Thank you so much. Ms. Rose is being joined by her husband, Dan Elkins, her colleague, Pat Nolan, and her dear friend, Sarah Lee Woods. Whereas Meryl Rose has been a familiar face to Nashville television views for many years, and after 35 years at News Channel 5, I know she looks 35, right? Meryl will retire, or she did retire from Talk of the Town with the last showing airing on December 12th, and
whereas Meryl graduated from Hillsborough High School in Nashville and the College of Communications at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Following graduation, she landed her first job as a reporter and weekend anchor at WRCB TV in Chattanooga, and
This one? Right here. Whereas after a year in Chattanooga, Meryl returned home to be the producer and co-host of Nashville's first magazine show, PM Magazine. And throughout her many years in journalism, Meryl produced and co-hosted numerous entertainment shows, including This Week in Country Music, which became the popular TNN series Crook and Chase, and
This one. Whereas Meryl joined the News Channel 5 team in 1987 as executive producer of Talk of the Town, she co-anchored News Channel 5's Weekend Morning Report for 3 years before being named to her current position as the co-host of what became the station's top-rated midday show, Talk of the Town. And
whereas Meryl Rose is a true Tennessee volunteer, exemplified by her friendly and caring personality and her ability to make you feel as if you know her personally. Her popular presence in Nashville's journalism community will be greatly missed, and whereas it is fitting and proper that the Metropolitan Council recognize Meryl Rose upon the occasion of her retirement and wish her and her family the very best in all future endeavors.
now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, we present you with this resolution with so much gratitude and thanksgiving for everything that you gave to us.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful to Sharon Hurt and to all the members of the council that participated in this wonderful honor. What a pleasure and what a treat to be able to be honored by you, the folks that I honor so much. Retirement is 2 weeks old now. It's pretty good so far. I'm kind of enjoying it. I highly recommend it. But I plan in my retirement to continue the mission that Talk of the Town has always had, to be the bright spot in someone's day. And I want to thank you for being the bright spot in my day today and for many days to come. Thank you very much. I'm so honored.
Thank you.
Dan, would you like to say something? Well, come on ahead.
Well, I'm honored too to have her home. She did ask me the other night, "Am I cramping your style by being around all day?" And I said, "No, I don't think so. I just don't know when to invite you to do what I'm doing or not." But she's got plenty to do on her own. Got the grandkids, we've got the children, we've got the community, and we plan to be very busy.
And Pat, you have to say something because she's been a longtime colleague of yours, and we would be remiss if we didn't give you the opportunity.
Well, Mayor's been a very important part of the Channel 5 team. I didn't get a chance to work with her the whole time I've been there because she came while I was gone during one of my service breaks, but she's made that show what it is today, and I know it's going to continue to be that way because she has left that kind of legacy, and I know the council's happy to have them here tonight. So it's always a little intimidating to be on this side of the microphone looking up at you guys. I'm usually behind you up there in the corner, and I'll be up there in just a minute because we're about to start the meeting. But Meryl, congratulations, and I had a feeling you'd like it, retirement, and I'm looking forward to doing that myself one day. Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
That concludes our announcement period.